Spoiler alert! If you have not seen Rogue One, a Star Wars story, you might want to check out another one of our videos. You have been warned.
Let's just get this over with, shall we?
With Rogue One, a Star Wars story, we now have our first spin-off in the galaxy far, far away. And even though the film does not focus on our familiar characters, there are numerous references to the previous trilogies, Easter eggs, and references to other films. We took a closer look at the movie and now give you 10 Easter eggs and references.
Good.
Blue milk. An iconic beverage in the original trilogy is the not-so-deliciously looking blue bantha milk, which is served at the Lars farm. In Rogue One, this drink reappears. Since Jin's father is a farmer as well, it is very likely that his home planet features banthas as well. Therefore, people trade with their milk. Mighty crystals. A Star Wars signature is without any doubt the weapon of the Jedi, the so-called lightsaber.
An elegant weapon for a more civilized age.
Throughout the films, we witnessed multiple variations of this noble weapon. The construction of said sword, though, had until now only been revealed in TV shows like Clone Wars, comic books, or novels. All of these used to reference the so-called Kyber crystal, which is essential to the weapon. In Rogue One, we see these powerful stones for the very first time on the big screen. Jyn Erso always carries one with her. But what is even more interesting is the fact that the Death Star's destructive energy is powered by the same crystals.
The power that we are dealing with here is immeasurable.
I have a bad feeling about this. Another Star Wars trademark is the fear of the unknown, which is summed up in every movie with this sentence.
I have a bad feeling about this.
In Rogue One, it's the droid K2SO who delivers this iconic line. Sadly, his feeling did not deceive him, as he and his entire crew did not survive their mission.
There's a 26% chance of failure.
The legacy of the Clone Wars. A newly introduced character in Rogue One is Saw Gerrera, who is played by Forrest Whitaker and is often described as a militant. Fans of the TV show Clone Wars, however, were already familiar with him. He was first introduced in the 5th season of the animated series, where he and his sister stood up to the Confederation. Thus, he had his rebellious attitude even back then. Trained and supported by Anakin Skywalker and his student Ahsoka, Gerrera knows about the Force and rejects the dark side. Even though he does not survive the film, he will soon be seen in the 3rd season of Star Wars Rebels, as the show takes place before the events of Rogue One. Whitaker will once again voice the animated version of his character, the love for Ridley Scott. Rogue One director Gareth Edwards confessed to be a Ridley Scott fan numerous times. Therefore, 2 planets within the film are references to Scott's work. We first meet Cassian Andor on a planet that purposely resembles the future version of Los Angeles in Blade Runner. As the movie progresses, our rebels land on the dark and rainy planet Edu. That planet was inspired by none other than LV-426 from Ridley Scott's Alien and James Cameron's sequel, Aliens.
Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now?
Legendary planet. Near the beginning of the film, the audience is introduced to the planet Jeddah, a place with a profound meaning in regards to the Force. Chirrut Imwe reveals to have been a guardian of the Will Temple on that planet. Many fans were confused by that. Who are these Wills? Well, according to the novels and early drafts for the original Star Wars film, the Wills are one of the most ancient species who do believe in the Force without being Jedi themselves.
I fear nothing. All is as the Force wills it.
Their knowledge is depicted to be admirable, which is why even the Jedi look up to them as mentors. This is why Maz Kanata from The Force Awakens may be a Will. After all, she knows about the Force without being a Jedi.
It is ahead. I am no Jedi, but I know the Force.
According to a fan theory, Supreme Leader Snoke will be revealed to be a Will as well. What do you think of that? Let us know in the comment section below. Mustafar. Many fans were happy to finally be reintroduced to probably the most iconic villain in movie history, Darth Vader.
I am your father.
His personal fortress can be seen in the film and very much reminded us of that of Sauron. The place of this fortress is another reference to previous films, Mustafar. The planet where Anakin Skywalker was deformed, burned, and defeated by Obi-Wan is now his home.
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them!
That adds a lot more depth to the already well-written Vader, who uses this tragic place in order to always remind himself of his anger in order to become even more powerful in the arts of the dark side. Monstrous images. As mentioned earlier, Rogue One features the first big screen appearance of Saw Gerrera, who lives in a cave on the legendary planet of Jeddah. However, when taking a closer look at his residence, one can find another Easter egg. Cave paintings depict the monsters of Godzilla from 2014. Director Gareth Edwards was clearly proud of his creatures. Someone is missing. Director Krennic is the main antagonist of the new film and responsible for the Death Star. At the end of the movie, he becomes a victim to his own weapon, since it eradicates the area where he is stationed. Thus, he also does not survive the movie. It is, however, interesting that Episode 4 already hinted at his death. During a meeting among high-ranking Imperial officers, an empty seat can be seen. We believe that this chair belonged to Krennic. Familiar faces. As already mentioned, the Star Wars spin-off first and foremost focuses on new characters. However, the movie features cameos from multiple classic Star Wars main and secondary characters. The most obvious one is Grand Moff Tarkin, who might be completely animated in the film but is still every bit as evil as we remember him. In the movie, he gains control over the Death Star. Aside from Darth Vader, we also get to see a younger version of Princess Leia, who is also animated in the film. A bridge between the prequels is also established, as Jimmy Smits returns as Bail Organa, a role that he previously played in Episode 2 and 3. In the film, he mentions his friendship with Obi-Wan and the love for his foster daughter, Leia. A younger version of the rebellion's leader, Mon Mothma, already appeared in the trailer. Not a lot of people know that actress Genevieve O'Reilly already portrayed her in a deleted scene from Revenge of the Sith. In a short cameo, R2-D2 and C-3PO make yet another appearance.
How dare you call me that?
When taking a closer look, one can even spot Dr. Cornelius Evazan and Panda Baba, who tried to pick a fight with Luke at the Cantina bar in Episode 4.
He doesn't like you. I'm sorry. I don't like you either.
The biggest surprise, however, is the appearance of the original X and Y pilots who attacked the Empire near the end of the film. Cutscenes from A New Hope were used to, for example, give Red Leader a moment to shine again. One pilot whom we have never seen before, the so-called Red 5, dies during this mission. This hints at the fact that Luke Skywalker will become his successor as Red 5 in A New Hope.
5 standing by.
What do you think of these Easter eggs and references? Did you find them all? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you'd like to learn more about the villain in the upcoming Aquaman film or the New Mutants, then check out these videos.